Welcome to Giskard's workshop. I'm going to explain some things about Fallout 4 from a modder's perspective, so you can understand what I see in the game. Now, we know there's been a lot stripped out of it, but there's also quite a lot of work put into the world space. The 64-bit aspect of the game has clearly made a massive difference to how the world is being designed and what it supports. I mean, the amount of stuff that you can include on a 64-bit game is staggering compared to a 32-bit game. So they've done a really good job on the world space. It really is a work of art. To be honest, I've said this on my site, that people moan about Fallout 4 not being this, that and the other, and even I've done it. And they claim, say, The Witcher 3 is better and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, this world space blows away every single one of its rivals. There's nothing comes close to it from an open world point of view. It is literally the king of the heap, even if it's not a king of the heap from a roleplay perspective anymore. Now, if we go on to just examine this settlement, basically, this is a simple settlement. I just built a quick wall around it and put a roof on it. Now, if I were to stand under here and it rained, the rain wouldn't fall through the roof, at least not in any great numbers. It'd just be a little odd drip here and there because there's holes in the roof. But if you were to stand there, you could watch the rain falling outside. It doesn't stop people under here looking wet, which is another new improvement in Fallout, but it does stop the rain appearing to fall inside buildings, at least in settlements. It still falls inside buildings in normal houses like you see in Coven. On the map, it's a little place over here. There. It still falls through the roofs in houses over there, because that's the old style. But these new ones, these settlements, it does actually work. It stops. Another improvement: if I was to place a building in the game, in any older Bethesda game, yes, I said Bethesda, that's how I pronounce it. Get used to it. Now, if I was to say, place this in Skyrim, they wouldn't be able to walk on there unless I'd nav-meshed it in the editor first, so I'd have to predefine everything. But now you can place it in the game and the nav-mesh works. He's walking across the floor. You see there, look. That couldn't have happened in an older game. That is the single most important improvement you could in Fallout 4 right there, because it means I don't have to design the levels anymore. You can do that yourself. That's a game changer, and it's going to make a big difference to the mods I make, which is why I'm explaining it now. Now, if you imagine a base which you've designed slowly filling up with features supplied by a mod maker, which you can choose or not choose to place. For instance, right, if we go to here and we look at these, you've got workbenches, you all do different things. Now, another new feature of Fallout 4 is that you can pick up a comic and it will add things to these workbenches. Previously, if I added anything to a workbench, it was there from the beginning of the game. I couldn't limit when it was going to appear, unless it was on some kind of level list or something like that. It was just impossible for me to control when the content got delivered to you. However, now you can actually pick up a comic and read it, and it'll add a new colour scheme for armour, all kinds of stuff to the thing immediately for you. Now, I'm dare say there might have been ways of doing that before, which I never came across. But now it seems to me it's a straightforward part of the game. From a mechanics point of view, that's an improvement, a good improvement. It means you can go searching for these technical manuals and actually improve your settlements by finding the technology needed to build something. Imagine if one of those was a station here that was designed to build vertibirds, and you recovered the technical manual for the vertibird. And then you could just build an airport out here. And you get your workstation, you click in it, you click where you want your vertibird to appear, and there it is. And then you give it orders. Fly around, give me a lift, do whatever you want. Remember, this game supports vertibird flight. You can actually sit inside it and blast away at things on the ground to your heart's content. It's all there. All I have to do is make a workstation and script it. which is what I do. I'm very good at it. I could assign quests. A guy here, this person here could say, go and fetch me that technical manual. We believe it might be hidden in the airport, blah 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 blah. And you go off there, kill a lot of things, and you're done. You know, you've got it. You come back here, you read it, and it's available in your workstation here to build all the bits you need to make the vertibird a reality. You can literally do anything that way, and you can pick where it happens, which settlement. I mean, let's get out of that. If we look at this, I mean, I might have just built a settlement, well, a faction base here in my mod, and you'd have to use that particular thing because that's where I built it. Not anymore. You can be any of the settlements you've chosen, literally anything. You know, it doesn't have to be anywhere in particular. You can have your favourite spot. I could even do specific faction related upgrades. So if you choose to align yourself with boss, you might get a whole ton of new boss stuff. You decide to be the railroad, you might get a whole ton of new railroad stuff. Quests might only enable or disable if you build the right things. I might disable some things if you choose boss. If you choose boss, maybe all the railroad stuff will disappear. You see, so you just won't become an option anymore to you. So suddenly there's consequences to your choices in the game, which open up or limit what you can do, which is the essence of roleplay. It's all supported, even if the game doesn't do it itself. It's supported. It's there. So there's actually quite a good bit of stuff to look forward to here. It's a good solid foundation for a game, which is ironic considering I made a mod for Fallout 3 called The Foundation, which basically was this. Exactly what I'm talking about, only it was restricted to one location, Canterbury Commons, as you know. Anyway, I'm quite looking forward to producing upgrades and add-ons for Fallout 4 that you can place and seeing what you can do with them. Because I dare say, once you say this is your toolbox, player, go and have some fun, some miraculous and amazing things are going to be happening. Especially if you think about it, if I allow you to not only build things in your settlements, but I attach scripts that allow you to recruit mercenaries, give them power armor, send them on patrols, do all kinds of stuff, so all your settlers are then basically settlers. They're not having to defend as well. You could turn this into a military base, or anything into a military base. You could build up a settlement purely as a military base to blow the crap out of things. I mean, you've got artillery in the game now and all kinds of stuff. Imagine a base with artillery and vertibird support and massive attacks going on all around you, and you're having to have your men fire at a location nearby to kill the oncoming super mutant army. Talking of that, right, somebody said on Facebook in the tech group that you know, the super mutants were, or it might have been on Teg itself, but it says super mutants are a little bit like 40k orcs. But if super mutants are a little bit like 40k orcs, then boss is a little bit like 40k space marines. So you could have a space marine versus orc battle. I'm not going to. I'm just, well, I might do actually one of my joke mods, but that'll just be a bit of fun, me blowing things up. But anyway, the point is, there's loads of possibilities here, and because the player has to, well, player can build the stuff, I won't have to. I could just focus on the buildings in front of me, making them into enemy strongholds and stuff for you to assault. Let's face it, there are plenty of boarded up doors out there that I can, you know, open up and make into locations you can explore. That's the only thing I'd have to do. I can focus on the bad guys. Maybe even let you take over a few buildings and make outposts out there or something. But here's the best bit. Because these basically workshop ideas are fairly low impact, you know, they're not really big mods, you know, they're kind of like, well, small, because they don't contain loads and loads of configuration settings for a base. They're just there. The mod's going to be rather small, and it should be easy to support nearly all the factions in the game already. Whether I can enable and disable things based on, you know, who you've chosen, I don't know. It's going to have to wait and see. But the point is, it can be done, and it can be done in a single mod. Now I'm actually interested in making my own faction up and maybe continuing the Foundation mod idea, getting Mr. K and a few of us to do some voice lines and reappear back in the mod as you know, members of the Foundation from the capital wasteland that have come here to continue their work. Maybe they're not as arseholy as Boss, you know, so they're more forgiving. Plus the main plot's a bit short in it. I mean, I'm effectively ignoring it in this game at the moment, but I'm planning on doing a railroad playthrough with this game. I've already done, well, I started doing the Institute playthrough and I got bored. I didn't get bored, I just didn't like the options in it. So I decided to shoot the guy in the head and joined the Minutemen and did the Minutemen ending instead. And then I did the boss ending, which is good. The boss ending is the best one I've seen so far because there's lots of blowing up and shooting going on after the fact. So once the game ends or the plot ends, Boss starts to shine. It comes alive. Minutemen, not so much, but they're always there. I don't know about the railroad yet, but I'm looking forward to that. And I'm told the Institute ending isn't as much fun as the others, so I'll probably do that last. But anyhow, 150 hours in, I'm getting a good feel for the game now, and I can see adding support to settlements is definitely the way to go. So all the factions you see now should be supported, hopefully, depending on how much work's involved. Also on whether or not voice acting supported, and whether Bethesda's new you know, voice system, whichever it is they use, because they tend to change all the audio from game to game in audio formats, and I've got to figure it out all over again. Get compression tools and stuff all over again, but assuming I can do that, it should be possible to have a lonesome wanderer wandering up this road here, walking into your settlement, and when you talk to him, he offers you a quest, which gets the ball rolling and starts expanding your settlements beyond what you can currently do. So it should be exciting. Especially exciting for me since I don't have to make the settlements anymore. You can do that, because I really didn't like doing the cell decoration. I used to make them interesting because, to be honest, interesting was more fun to do than boring old rooms. And whenever you're doing settlements, the one thing you're doing is a hell of a lot of rooms. I mean, you talk like 30 or 40 different rooms needing and decorated for a small town. This is probably why Bethesda started doing what Obsidian do, just boarded up most of the buildings instead of decorating them, because it's actually easier. But then again, it's a question of priorities, isn't it? You focus on stuff that's going to benefit the game, you know, give you the most rewards, you know, payback, and you ignore the parts that don't. And the parts that don't tend to offer much payback are rooms full of dusty shelves that don't do anything. So by not making every single building, you know, full of junk and with, you know, and that's it, they've managed to focus on creating everything you see here instead. You know, all the buildings and the settlement system. Admittedly, they seem to have left a lot out from the roleplay perspective, but it's a good solid foundation for me to build on. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to give you a quick taste. I'm actually quite enjoying the settlement side, although it's a bit monotonous gathering the resources, and some of the resources are really rare. You've got to be really high level just to get them, like copper. It's a pain in the ass. I might have to change the perk tree in a separate mod just to suit my preferences. But basically, there's actually I said this on the site, but basically there's I think it's about 350 perks, possible perks available in the game, and they're using something like 270 at the moment, and most of the 270 involve VAT, which I don't use. I just find it absolutely pointless, and to be honest, it's annoying. It's a distraction from the game itself. I've never liked it. But anyway, it says the actual perk tree could be revamped in a separate mod as well. Trouble is, everything's interlinked, so if you once I start revamping it, I could be breaking other things. So it could be the most incompatible mod I've ever made in my life. So whether it happens or not, I don't know, and whether I release it or not, I don't know. But my priority would be making stuff for settlements. That's where I'll be focusing my attention. These would be quest mods like I'm used to making, only you're going to be getting the foundation treatment. Like for instance, you can get paint jobs for these guys. You know, you go out there, pick up a comic, read it, it gives you a paint job, it gets added to the workshop. And I've done all that before, only I've done it as research from quests. Now you can do it as a quest, go there, kill everybody, pick up the comic, read it, get the upgrade, go there, pick up the comic, get the upgrade for the vertibird feature, that kind of thing. So there's an opportunity to have search and destroy quests amongst other things, or maybe quests that involve you doing favours for people, or you know, just building stuff they need, like build a settlement here for me. There's so many things, and I'll show you how to make the power armor and vertibird for foundation settlement, that kind of thing. Lots of cool stuff. Right, now I'm going now. So enjoy the game, and just remember, right, the world space in this is the game's best feature. There's no doubt about that. Just strolling around, you'll enjoy it, and you'll also find there's a few quests that only pop up when you're exploring. It seems to be the way they've done it, which is okay, but there isn't that many quests to choose from. It's hidden. It adds a lot of detail, so you don't see everything automatically, but at the same time you can go entire games and not find any of it. Not good. Anyway, tatty bye.